China is actually out today with a big warning to the United States. It's an editorial that's published in the state-run Global Times. It says that any new tariffs on China would result in what they are calling a catastrophic blow to global stock markets. Kayla Tausche joins us right now with the latest on these trade tensions.
Good morning, Becky. Of course, the backdrop for that opinion piece is the fact that the two sides are currently negotiating an extension for the March 1st trade truce deadline. And there is expected to be some sort of price that China would have to pay for that extension. There's just a little bit more than a week before the end of that trade truce. But yesterday, President Trump signaled, in the clearest signal yet, that that date is a moving target.
The talks are going very well with China, you're referring to, and the talks are going very well. Our group just came back, and now they're coming here. I can't tell you exactly about timing, but the date is not a magical date. A lot of things can happen. The real question will be, will we raise the tariffs?
Not a magical date. That is a notable break with his top negotiator, Robert Lighthizer, who's been one of the firmest voices in this debate. Just last month, at the end of January, when the last Chinese trade delegation came to Washington, Lighthizer was asked about the possibility of an extension in a conversation with reporters, and he said at that time that there was none at all as far as I'm concerned. My deadline is March 1st. When we get to the end of the day, the president's economic advisors will sit down and talk to the president and say, what are we going to do? And he'll make a decision. Of course, the president next week is going to Vietnam for his second meeting with North Korea's Kim Jong-un. That happens before that March 1st deadline. So if the team is going to sit down, Becky, with the president in person, that would need to happen this week.
Kayla, what's your reading on this, your gauge on this, just based on everything you've seen to this point? The market seems to think right now that that date is going to be extended. There will be no new tariffs come March 1st. Is that the read you're kind of getting?
Well, the market has good reason to believe that because the president himself is the one who will make that decision. And he has said at least 3 times in the last week that he is willing to extend that date if talks are going well. The question is, what is the definition of talks going well, and who is the one that gets to make that decision? Certainly, Ambassador Lighthizer has a very high standard for what China needs to bring to the table to get that extension. And that is what the two sides are looking at right now. What needs to happen in order for that extension to take place? Yesterday, there was news that currency is again figuring prominently in these discussions. There was news out of China overnight where they said they will not make any changes to their monetary policy. So there does appear to be a little bit of public negotiating between the two sides to try to get them, to get China specifically to agree to certain points. But unclear if there's been any real movement behind the scenes.